and then go out there and influence other young people with better rap. You know, they like the money ain't the issue. They got fans, they got people looking out for them. People, they Young Thug can get right now and make a song from jail and people gonna buy it.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So the money is not the issue. Whereas when they were saying, well, we trying to feed ourselves, we just trying to survive. Now I'm just hoping that Young Thug, like when he comes through his trial and everything's worked out, I'm hoping that he says, because he told the judge, he said, I just want that chance. I'm a good man. I just need to get out there. I just need to prove myself. And I'm hoping that he does that in his music too, because he's talented and he's gifted. And let me tell you something, your fans will follow you to the end of the earth. Like if you start changing the trajectory of this music and you start making it uplifting, then guess what you're doing? You're uplifting them. They following you. That's why they call followers. They're following you. That's why they call fans. But if you bring it to them good, you're going to start changing their taste for that type of music to better type of music. And then you're doing God's will then. And not only are you lifting up yourself, you're also lifting them up.
And I agree with you 100%. But in a sense, you know, that I listen to the F this, F that, woo, 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 woo. But
I did see her Instagram, y'all. I'm like, okay.
But you know, you again, you got to question, where are the parents at? Where are the people that have custody?
Where the community at?
Exactly. You know, don't tell this entertainer who's making money from doing it that way, and that's taking away free speech.
We disagree. Let me tell you something. I know most of y'all rappers gonna be like, yeah. Well, I ain't saying that. I'm saying that God gave you a gift and use it right. And that's just like her talent as a businesswoman. God gave her a gift. You use it right. Right. You know, because if it don't, listen, Young Thug, how many times you talking about F the judge and then you had to go sit before the judge? You know what I'm saying? And I understand, you guys. Trust me, Young Thug. I understand that people like Ice Cube back in the day, remember? Like their goal wasn't to be gangster rappers. They saw the community going through all this stuff with the police, so they felt like, F the police, you know. I'm gonna give y'all an example of how dangerous sometimes music can be, y'all, though. I'm gonna give you an example. I was once young. I grew up on rap. I grew up on Ice Cube, Snoop Doggy Dogg. I grew up
Thugs and Harmony.
Baby, even Too Short, a little bit Too Short. My grandma found out, my mom found out we listened to Too Short, we'd be in trouble. So, but that's when I was in them streets trying to be grown, you know, didn't recognize it. I was just left to the streets at the time. But I want to remind you of something. I don't know if you remember these guys called the Ghetto Boys from the South, right? Out there to Houston, 3rd Ward. When I was younger, let me tell you how good God is. I'm going to tell you how good God is. I heard this song, but I heard it differently. So this is how I would jam to the song. Mr. Officer, why you want to put me in the car, officer? But that is not what this says. Now, I was about 30 something going into 40 years old. And one day the song came on, y'all. And it said, Mr. Officer, I want to put your ass in the car. This song do not say that. I said, no. I said, you gotta be kidding me. So I listened to it and I said, oh my God. And I sat down and it was like God was taking me through a moment. And I thought to myself, what if I was saying that? What if I was saying that? Being that young girl at that time, because at that time, I was 14, 15 years old when that music was out. Can you imagine if I was running around town, just being a little young, dumb girl? Mr. Officer, I want to put your ass in the car, officer. They be like, yeah, I'm going to put your ass in the coffin, you know. I mean, can you imagine? So that's the only thing I'm saying, guys, is that we all know, guys, you guys have children. And you know that you can't be there for your children 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know that. You have to work. You have to do things. So it really does take a village to raise these children.